So you guys know that I am following a plant-based diet now, and so I wanted to share with you guys the reasons why I'm doing this. I'm gonna watch this video to remind myself why I'm actually doing this. So why am I eating low processed plant-based foods? The first reason for me is simply I want to get to my ideal size. So with weight loss, we all know, depending on how many calories you eat, it's pretty much going to determine how many calories you're going to keep on your body, right? So you can work out as much as you can train as much as you can, but if you're eating bad, then you're pretty much gonna not reach your goals. I am working out, as you guys know, and I'm loving that, and I'm wanting to do more of that, like different types of working out to challenge my body. But at the end of the day, what I'm eating is probably 80% of what's driving my results. Come up with your size, your ideal size, not ideal weight, because ideal weight, basically your weight is based on so many things, and so you do not want to make your life dependent on the scale. You want to come up with the size, like what kind of waist you want to have, what kind of chest, what kind of hips, arms, whatever it is that you're working on, and then work towards that. The next thing is getting rid of my back fat. Now, those of you who've been watching me for a long time know that I've struggled with this area for the longest time. And one of the things about it is I have this back fat that's over here that just never goes away. It literally never goes away. I always tend to get good results everywhere else, but I tend to have that back fat. I spoke to a professional, and one of the things they told me was, in combination with some of the specific targeted workouts that I'm doing, it's also about the types of food that I'm eating. So understanding what your body type is, whether you're an endomorph, meso, ecto, whatever you are, you need to know what kind of body type you are so that you can gear your diet to make sure that you're eating foods that support your body type. In my case, I'm an endo, and so what that means is that I gain weight around my waist pretty easily, you know, so I can be pretty okay with my arms, but then like my waist looks kind of like, you know. I'm going to link a really cool video that kind of talks a lot about body shapes so that you can try and figure out your own body shape, or you can just ask a professional about it. Another reason why I'm eating clean is because mental clarity and focus. So I find that when I'm eating clean and I'm like eating plant-based, whole foods, no processed or low processed foods, what happens is I'm just more energized. I just have mental clarity. It's like something happens to me where I just am able to focus. So this mental clarity means I'll have higher productivity, I'll have better focus, and I'll have more energy. So tied to the previous point, if you do not have mental clarity, you're not going to be productive. You literally sit down and try to get some work done, but you're not going to be able to do it because your mind is foggy, like your brain is foggy. So eating clean just allows your body to burn the food better rather than trying to burn things that it's not capable of burning like comfortably. Another reason is resetting your palate. So a reset, like a palate reset, is one of the greatest things you can do for yourself. We all eat foods all the time that our body sort of like gets overstimulated by, and it's like, it's kind of like doing recreational drugs, to be honest. Studies have actually found that like sugar activates the same part that cocaine activates in your brain. And so what that means to us, or what that tells us, is that we also sometimes need to detox from food. A lot of the foods that we eat, especially if they're processed foods, they tend to have some type of added sugars, a natural something in them. And so yeah, you kind of need a reset. A good reset program is the Whole30 program, which is a paleo based type of diet for 30 days that resets you. Or if you're plant-based like me, you can do like a juice cleanse, or you can just do raw challenges, or you can just eat vegan for 30 days and see how that goes for you. But yeah, I guarantee you that after the 30 days or after the time period that you give yourself, your palate will find certain things too salty or too sweet. So then you can actually reset yourself until the next time you get into that same situation again. I tend to do these resets so many times because even if you're eating plant-based and whole food as much as possible, you may still overstimulate your palate. And so every so often it's important to do some type of reset that's like a cleaner eating sort of program. Next thing on my list is poop. Now, you guys know I'm kind of fascinated by pooping, even though that's TMI to some people, but hey, we're all adults here. Pooping is kind of like one of those things I've struggled a lot with in my life because I just don't have a very good metabolism. Other people go to the washroom daily, you know, at least once a day or twice a day sometimes. I'm like the person who goes like once a week you know, twice a week, which is not a good thing. I've found that when I eat a plant-based whole food diet, I tend to go to poop. So yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. The more vegetables you eat, the better your metabolism gets, and the higher fiber you're probably consuming. And yeah, like if you're eating whole grains, that's even awesome because you're consuming a lot of fiber. And yeah, so I'm going to stop that point there. Bloating. So I have bloating problems. When I'm eating processed foods, or if I'm eating dairy in my case, I find that I get bloated. I'll just be like minding my own business, and then I look at myself in the mirror, and then I'm like, why do I look pregnant all of a sudden, you know? And it's because of the dairy most of the time, or because of some type of like processed food that I'm eating. The reason to eat clean or plant-based is because you will honestly get rid of bloating without even trying or thinking about it. Like the minute you start eating more plant-based and more whole foods, you actually just get rid of the bloating naturally without even thinking about it. And this obviously makes you comfortable, especially in this weather where you want to wear like certain types of clothes, but you then are bloated and then you're like, I can't wear that. Eat plant-based, you won't have that problem for the most part, guys. Better periods. So I probably have one of the worst periods anyone could possibly ever have. When I'm not eating well, I actually get my period for 7 straight days, and it's one of those things that's always been a problem. I have very bad period problems in general, and when I thought about eating plant-based, one of the constraints or restrictions that I always thought about was, hey, I am severely anemic, I have all these bad period problems, and so how would eating a plant-based diet impact my period? I can definitely tell you that in my experience, eating whole food plant-based to me has basically been one of the best things for my period. When I eat this way, I find that my cramping is less. I find that I have shorter periods. Now, not too short, they're still like 5 days, but still, like, I think if I allow myself to be on this diet for a longer time, I do believe that my symptoms will actually get better. But my point is, yes, it is medical, that there's certain things about it that I cannot change naturally, but at the same time, there's certain things that I can do to alleviate my symptoms. Working out or being active, and also eating cleaner whole food, plant-based food. It kind of helps you feel good. And yeah, who doesn't want an easy period? Waking up early. So if you're like me and you want to be super productive any minute that you have, or every minute that you have, you want to wake up early, and you want to wake up feeling energized, right? And so when you eat plant-based whole foods, you will wake up feeling naturally more energized and peppish and happy and like ready to take on the day. But when you're eating like over-processed, like a lot of animal product stuff, you will feel gluggy because your body needs, it's like using your energy, like your happy juice, to kind of digest all that stuff, you know? If you eat unprocessed food that's like whole food and plant-based, your body is just running efficiently, you know, tied to your metabolism. Your body's just like working, just doing what it's got to do. And so yeah, like, you'll definitely wake up earlier. I personally have a goal of being able to wake up at 5 a.m. every single day, regardless of the season, because you guys, the amount of stuff I could get done if I woke up every single day at 5 a.m. regardless of the day of the year, guys, yeah, let's just move on to the next one. The last one is skin. I generally have okay skin. Like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys that my skin is like problematic and horrible. My skin is okay for the most part, but I've had situations where I start breaking out and like I'm having these like blackheads and all sorts of things on my face, and guess what, it's directly tied to diet. So every single time that I've broken out, I can always pinpoint it to what I'm eating. Earlier this year, you guys know that I was having that breakout and I had all these blackheads all over my cheeks, my forehead, you know, and that was because I was not eating well. Like, I was eating over processed food, I was eating dairy and cheese. At the end of the day, I've noticed that when I stop doing that, I obviously just glow, you know. On a serious note, I'm not saying my skin is perfect. I'm just saying that every time you're eating over processed food, understand that you're kind of putting something foreign in your body, and you're kind of making your body have to work to survive, you know. You're putting your body in a situation which is not it's not fair. Like, your body's just trying to keep you alive. Why are you putting things in it that it doesn't actually understand how to digest? It doesn't even make sense. I'm gonna put some links in the description bar below of like videos and real professionals that I've watched who explain these things in more detail. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have, or if you have any specific resources that you're looking for on any of those things, I'll be more than happy to share with you. Just let me know in the comment section below. So yes, that's pretty much it, you guys. I encourage you guys to eat more whole foods, more plant-based foods. Yes, don't get rid of all the things that you like. If you like cheese, if you like steaks or whatever it is that you like, maybe just keep it on the minimum, you know? Like, let 80% of your diet be driven by plants, you know, and you feel pretty good. And also, even if you are plant-based already, let most of your diet be unprocessed. I'm not saying you should eat 100% unprocessed food, but I'm just saying like 80% of your food should be unprocessed. Let's set goals for ourselves. Like, we need to start from somewhere. Otherwise, it's like, if we're just gonna say, oh yeah, just keep it vague, you'll be in the same situation for the rest of your life. So aim for like 80% of my diet. If I'm plant-based, 80% of my diet should be unprocessed plant-based foods. If I'm eating meats and whatnot, either way, 80% of my diet should be unprocessed food. If you're someone who eats animal products, 60 to 80% of your diet should be whole food and plant-based if you're not already doing that. Because why? You will feel better. I'm telling you guys. Like, trust me. More of the story, eat as many vegetables as you possibly can. Because guess what? They're pretty low in calorie but super high in nutritional density. So it's a win-win. Let me know if you have any topics or questions you want me to explore further, or to answer, or to figure out with you guys. We're all learning, we're all trying to make ourselves better. So yes guys, I'm not where I want to be exactly, but I'm definitely on my way to where I want to be, if that makes sense. And so all the things that I just shared in this video are also aspirational for me as I try to figure out my own journey. So at the end of the day, we're all learning, we're all trying to figure out how to better be as people and how to better treat our bodies. If you have any tips and suggestions about better plant-based whole food eating or other types of eating, things like that, put it in the comment section below and I'm pretty sure it'll help somebody out. Anyway, I'm gonna end this video here because I'm obviously rambling. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I'll see you guys in the next one.